Hello, my people. Oh, my face is showing. Oh no, we can't have that. I'm in my PJs. How'd you turn off my face? No, you can't see my pajamas. They're Christmas pajamas. There we go. We're safe. You cannot see my Christmas pajamas. Oh no, did I accidentally bring it back? Alright. Okay, welcome to my Twitch stream where anything and everything can happen because we are live and I am in Christmas PJs. And I've also drank a whole glass of tea right before I started, so woohoo, tea! I'm Angela Sasser, and I'll be drawing a ninja tonight, this lovely fellow right here. And if you don't know who I am, I'm a fantasy artist. You can see my work at angelasasser.com. I do lots of cool things. Feel free to go over there and pick your poison. There's lots to look at and explore. But first we need some streaming music. So I found the perfect mix for tonight. Ninja Party! Okay, now it is hopefully not too loud. Ninja Party! Alright, so a little background about this picture. This is Night Locust, Prankster, Ninja, and a pretty cool fellow. He's a character from a tabletop game I'm in called Exalted. And again, for those who are new to the setting, it's basically mortals chosen by the gods to kick ass and fix creation. And this guy here is a solar, which means he was chosen by the god of the sun and imbued with powers that were granted by the unconquered sun, creation god. But he is the particular kind of solar who specializes in stealth and spy stuff and ninja things. I really don't know a better way to put Nightcast other than that they're these sneaky assassin types. And he's roleplayed by my husband, who created a character just so he could be a prankster, I think anyways. And he's actually, this character started in our game as a 19-year-old kid. He was very young. And I might as well tell you about the backstory while I load up his references. I was good and actually saved my references before the stream, so you wouldn't have to watch 20 minutes of me obsessing over references. So when this character was described to me, he's supposed to have the evil unsettling smile of Speed of Sonic from One Punch Man. That was the inspiration that the character, or the player, had for him. And the Speed of Sonic anime hair. My husband's a big nerd. He just hides it better than me. So I've got all these ninja looking references up here just to help me get into the armor mode. He also chose this guy here as a big inspiration for this character. Shakugan no Shana character is basically this demon guy who came in and wrecked everyone. But one of the specific requests from my husband was to have a cool looking poncho cloak like this, except it had to be tattered and badass so it could flutter in the wind. So that is the specifics I have to work with. His weapon is also inspired by... oh, where is it? Oh, that's right there. This scythe right here, Death Scythe from Gundam. And basically the weapon has to look just like this. So I've got a bit of redesigning to do tonight because I just made a poll. Weapon design is not my strongest suit, so it's a bit difficult to think of really complex weaponry for me sometimes. So that's another reason I'm doing this, because it helps me learn and expand my skill set. So, hello chat people. I hope y'all have a good week. I realized I started rambling about character stuff before even like introducing myself and doing the small talk. I've had a pretty cool week. I'm working on a lot of stuff I can't really show anyone, so it's nice that I can show this off. I've been doing a lot of Patreon exclusive work right now. So if you're a Patreon patron, you can see all the secret things right now. And I'm just Angela Sasser over there. But so working on Night, and I'll probably ramble a good bit about his background. And if my voice is being drowned out by the ambient mix, let me know. So let's draw some ninjas. As I knock my microphone off. Ninjas. First off, I'm gonna see if I can't get this scythe going a little more interesting. I tried to have like some script work on here to imply that the script is what's making the energy come out. And I realize this is a really inefficient way for him to hold a staff, but it just looks so cool. I am not changing the pose. It's perfect. I'm so pleased with how he came out. I'm not changing the way he's holding the staff, so even if it's dumb, I'm sticking to it. So let's see. Where even is the staff? Once again, I'm shit at organizing layers. There it is. So whenever I'm gonna draw someone's character, at least in the tabletop games I've been in, I basically sat down all the players and did a little interview with them, asking for their eye color, their body type, hairstyles, and most of them give me characters that they like from anime that reminds them of their character. So that's what I did when we first started playing Exalted. They gave me all sorts of inspiration, like our Zenith was inspired by, oh, that big dude on Bleach who everyone's scared of. And his own sword doesn't like him. I can't remember him, but he's always got this pink-haired little girl on his shoulder. That's our Zenith, except he's like a nice version of that guy. And then, another person has hair like the teacher off FMA. It's just funny how all of our influences from anime start seeping into our roleplay experience with Exalted. I'm sure I'll think of that character's name when I'm not trying to think of it. Oh, weapons, you hurt my brain. So I think what they liked about this scythe, Kevin specifically said, my husband said he specifically wanted the two blades. So how do I do this without just copying this design? I think what they also really like about this, Kev and the GM, was that it collapses in itself. Like you can see where this part here levers down into here, into this segment. And it collapses down all into like a staff. So this is meant to look like a staff when it's all closed. Yeah, the character's name starts with a K, and I am just blanking. He's really fun, though. I actually really like him. And the fact that his best friend is like this really clean cut nobleman guy. So you got crazy, give no care, devil may care guy who works so well with like the really arrogant nobleman. Byakuya, I think. I remember his name. Okay, gotta stop talking and like draw. I don't know how to make this like for real. Normally I do a few studies, but I'm just gonna like dick around tonight because it's fun. And I imagine that the Hearthstone would be slotted in at some point. There's like a coyote in this ambient mix. It's weird. It's like ninjas. Coyote. Anyways, this is what happens when I chug like a thing of tea beforehand. Still want to keep some of my more organic style here. And maybe have some cool braiding. Kenpachi, yeah, that was the guy. He was so cool. I just love that his own sword could not even be asked to deal with him. It's like, dude, you're just... I can't even. I should probably make my brush smaller so my lines aren't standing out as much from the rest of the piece. Luckily, there's an easy way to do that. So, Night has a pretty cool backstory. I know I talked a little about it last stream, but he's the youngest character of our merry band of refugee soldiers. Soldiers, kind of the same thing for us right now, since we do nothing but fight wars. He just won't leave us alone. But he came to us, 19 years old. He was sold into slavery to an assassin clan when he was very young. And so he was pretty loyal to that clan until later on he was sent to assassinate a dragon-blooded fire elemental, I think. He's a realm fire elemental. And he failed. And that is not good when you're from an assassin clan. You do not fail. There is no room for failure. So when he got back, his master was not pleased that he failed in his duty to assassinate this important political figure, who, side note, is the father of our Dawn cast. So we actually have a party member whose father he tried to kill. But he's kind of an asshole, so she didn't even care when she learned about that. She was like, oh, too bad you failed. But anyways, so he came back to his master, a failure, as well as his partner, Ark of Silence, who also failed in that job with him. So, in order to prove his loyalty, he was supposed to kill his best friend and partner, but he couldn't. And that was the moment he exalted, if I'm not mistaken, the GM or Kev can come in here and hold on. Tried to say to him, oh, I'm actually a person from the wanted post and hire you. But he's such an excited kid that he was just like, oh cool, you're okay, it's better now. You know, something is rubbing on the mic. I think I'm gonna turn the ambient mix down just a hair. But yeah, so Night. It's funny. Like backflip into shadow and disappear and like change your face. That's so cool, man. That's our game. So hilarious. Okay, I'm liking this site better. It's cool. Clean up this bezel. But yeah, Knight's grown up. He's 20, 21 now, I think, in our game. And he's now the captain of security and the head of the spy network that Laura has put together. Even though he kind of shirks his duties sometimes. He's also her personal bodyguard. So the two are pretty much attached at the hip. Although we made sure that we didn't want the two characters to be romantic just because we were husband and wife playing the game. Even though he flirts with her when he's in disguise as her already. Which is hilarious. Because she flirts back. my other lines. Oh, and I should say, Knight's grown up quite a lot in our game, also because he used to be like, yeah, cool, I have superpowers, and I can kill people more effectively now. He's a little high on his own power, I think. And he was abusing those powers to prank the rest of our party. He would show up to sparring sessions as the other person to just make fun of them and confuse them. He did that to Clara once when he was sparring. And he had a revelation that changed him completely. You know, the static might actually be me pulled together. They get caught in them sometimes and yank the mic, and that probably causes the static. So I will try to not pull on my mic so much. But Knight's big character moment came when he was studying the occult to learn how to use poisons that are made from Yozi blood, because that's one of the few things that could actually bring down some of our party members, like the Zenith, that is just so freaking hardy that nothing ever phases him. So of course, being an assassin, I'm going to plot how to take down the trial. So while he was studying Yozi blood, he learned this skill that was used. He went on a walkabout. Looks like energy. I think I'll have to make this look more energy-esque with the color. Probably color. So if you want all the dirt on Night Locust, feel free to ask in the chat for ramble. At least what I know. Although I do have to say that my husband is that player in the Exalted game who learns the system and rules so well that he frequently pisses off our DM, like friendly piss off, by just killing anything that comes in his path. He's so good at essence management and knowing how to bring down bigger enemies. He has that obnoxious skill that I hate, where if you fire a ranged weapon at him, like a bow or whatever, he just blinks out of existence and it comes behind you with a knife at your throat. Knight's Adventures Zone. I hate it. I have to really be tricksy to get around it when I'm fighting him. It's OP. And he also has that skill where if any of us are hurt, he gets essence back. He's just a broke-ass character. He even still had essence left when we were fighting Walker one of the big bad death lords of the game. But he is just like that character that whatever you throw at him, he seems to always, you know, get past it. He even took down, with one blow, a third circle demon by himself. I don't think the GM was expecting that either. He told us that one hit from this thing could have killed him, but Kev rolled lucky and the GM rolled poorly. And Kevin survived and killed his monster in one blow. I'm thinking also my character is a bad influence on this character. Because the two make a good team. They're both apt to resort to violence to get what they want. Claire's kind of done playing by the rules. So they're both, even though saying he is a much kinder, gentler assassin that doesn't like to kill people, that does not mean he will not shank some fools in non-lethal places if he needs to. Or decide that death is the answer. He's such a dramatic anime guy. Look at that dramatic anime face. Which so doesn't fit this character because, like, he looks so serious here, but he's always been so silly in the game. He's a nice mixture of silly and serious. Well, enjoy this face while you can, because I spent like 2 hours drawing it and perfecting it, and really I'm just going to cover it up with a mask. Let's see, where's the mask? It's in here somewhere. This is what happens when I come back to an image that I haven't looked at in a long time. Somewhere there's a mask. Oh no! Did I erase the mask? Yeah, this is totally just 2 seconds after this pose here. He's back to smiling and like putting sugar in someone's salt. Oh my gosh, did I erase it? Alright, I'm gonna go through the layers one by one here. That is the old scythe. That's all scythe. Bad habit of mine not to layer things. So he uses the scythe. I forget the proper name of it, but then he also has the 2 short diclaves here. And that skill that lets you throw like endless shuriken at people. I forget what it's called. Some gothy nightcast sounding stuff. Maybe I haven't drawn the mask yet. Well, I guess I haven't drawn the mask yet. Time to draw the mask then. And cover up all of my beautiful work. And also, it is time for a music change. I can't take the coyotes anymore. See, I found a good one the other night. Yeah, I like this one. Other cool thing Knight has done, he was also the one that took out the Death Lord in our game, Walker in Darkness. He got the killing blow on him, and not only did he kill this guy, but he used a skill that basically obliterates ghosts from existence. So he obliterated a Death Lord into nothingness, and now everyone up in Yushan and over in the Death Lord evil layers are like, this kid is someone to fear. So he's gotten quite a reputation. People probably will not like him when we go to Yushan to schmooze with some of the gods. But that's okay. I think he kind of likes that he's feared. Yeah, ghost eating technique. That's the name. And oh gosh, I missed that earlier message in chat. No, he should never learn any sidereal martial arts. That would be bad. I think he would be a monster even more so than he is. I think our GM would just be like, I can't even today, just no more of you. He's already halfway there with this character being able to wreck everything. I actually think the martial arts this character has been looking at is White Reaper style, which if he ever meets his lunar mate, I think the GM said he could probably learn that from one of the lunars, which would be pretty awesome. And that's the style where you put up these defensive, like, circles around yourself, and then you can launch them all as attacks on command. It's pretty cool. I think Obsidian Shards is a style I've told him to look into. Whether it's something that was called like Eben something. Too many names. There's just some really cool stuff in Ink Monkeys that would make us so OP. Aw man, so much cool shit you can do in this game. That's why I loves it. Yay, layer masks. Deleting the face without deleting the face. Alright, let's see how this is looking from farther out with the scythe. only taken me 4 years to actually draw this guy. I've been terrible about drawing all my circle mates because I'm like, but what if Kalara wears this really cool dress? I could just draw her in that dress because I want to draw pretty dresses instead of all the other characters. So I swore to myself I would draw all the characters from our campaign at least once. And this is my attempt at drawing Night for the first time. Ooh, I should show you guys the sketch, because this actually was part of a group sketch that I'm isolating each of the figures off of. That way the players can use them as wallpapers if they want. Too many folders. Yeah, here we go. This was the rough line art that I did first. So we have Night Locust rather. Kalara, of course. Zesa, our Twilight. He's basically just bigger than everyone. And then we have Demiato, Catholic Demiato, who is the Dawn cast. So that is our solar circle right there. And I'm going to finish it. I have sworn to myself I will finish it. I will do more than just draw my own character over and over. Oh, and this is kind of a preview of what Kalara's traveling look is gonna look like with like the gun belts and the cool jacket. I can't wait to draw it, but I'm keeping it last so I can do some clothing variations and to make myself draw everybody else's stuff before I come back to draw mine. So yeah, I'm gonna do that last. I'm gonna be good. Alright, you need to draw the end of the stuff. Derp. I'm gonna obsessively redraw this blade over and over. Where'd I put my stylus? There it is. Keep adding ripples because there's not enough ripples, but then when I add ripples, there are too many ripples. Yeah, I remembered something I wanted to share with everyone. I gotta show off your art again, Sam. Because that inspired me to get working on Night Locust again. Because Sam did this, I can't spell your name. Sam did this amazing gift art of Night Locust and Kalara. Here it is. Oh, I love it. They just look so cool. And there's just something about the way you drew Night's face that is just so perfect. It's really cool. I love the color combinations of blue and purple that you've used. And it's just great because I haven't ever drawn or colored this guy yet. So it's really cool to see someone else's interpretation and actually make some character decisions based on that. Because sometimes you're surprised by what works. So that's cool. I love their faces. I have to zoom in. Such faces, wow. showing off your embroidery too, because I know you worked really hard on all that embroidery. Look at it. Look. Yeah, I love that vest. It's just a cool vest. Oop, boobs. And I really love her circlet here. I actually missed it because I was too busy going, oh my god, Paisley, to notice the cool circlet up here too. So just really good job. She's beautiful. He's awesome. I loves it. You can hijack my muses anytime you like. But yes, John, this dude. I can't avoid those knives forever either. But first I'm obsessive over the energy blades. Still. This is why sometimes traditional art feels faster, because to make the stroke that I want to make, I have to sit there and manually flip the screen around when I could just do that in 2 seconds with an art pad. Alright. Eh. If I were being really accurate here, I'd get my font for the old realm and put inscription on the side of this thing, but I'm not. You guys will have to deal with my random script work here. Sorry. Much, much better. Much cooler than the lollipop staff I had for him before. It was kind of a lazy design, so I'm glad to improve on that a little. Ooh, I gotta see this vest real fast. No, it says access denied. Why? Yeah, try that link again. I think it did something weird. Ooh, maybe if I take out that word. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, that's on my pin board. That's cool. Yeah, I just love this. It's neat. That just screams Exalted, and I even love all the braids in his hair. Yeah, I gotta draw this man in more formal gear. He kinda rocks it. Excuse me. But I'll be interested to see what happens to this character in the future. He's so young and impressionable right now. Although Kevin has stated many times, if Kalara starts to go towards the dark side, that Night will not be afraid to smack her down if she starts to lose her way. Because so far, they're both pretty... They both share the goal of trying to shut down the slavers. And he's been okay with killing if they need to kill. But she's about to go full-on death list for anyone who ever crossed her in the past, who had a hand in assassinating her father, who was part of the guild. So we'll see how he deals with her just going down that list and getting rid of all competition and any responsible parties. Although she's left it in his control right now to deem whether they're innocent or not with enough reconnaissance. Also, he could be really powerful if he wanted to. He has access to her spy network. He could always take them from her if he was ambitious. But he hasn't been that kind of character yet. He could very well take over the guild, but I'm not gonna give Kevin any more ideas of how he could really turn his character into even more of a monster than he already is. But he could be pretty persuasive. But thankfully, he's happy to just be a ninja. Bodyguard, pranking people. Shirking his responsibilities to go meditate. Oh, and I forgot to talk about his pal Arc of Silence, or Arc for short. His ninja pal, best friend, has become one of the local protectors of the city. He likes to go around the rooftops with a long, flowing red scarf, inspiring the kids. He's really just a big kid himself, and he just loves to inspire others, and he actually is super powered now because our Twilight has a skill that endows mortals with solar energy. I don't know what that charm is called either. I'm terrible with charm names. But she awakened him with solar essence, so now he's this like hyperactive ninja kid running around the rooftops with superpowers. But fortunately, he's been a good influence on the town. Although, Kevin did tell me something interesting about Night Locust, that he isn't going to let Kalara go down her death list without first learning the same skill that taught him how to see spirits. He wants her to experience the act of seeing the souls of the people that she wants dead, so that she can see them in torment or what have you. So I don't think she really wants to do that. She'd have to go put a lot of effort into learning the occult and picking up that skill. Granted, she has the ability to learn very fast because she has the scholar, like the super scholar skill. I'm so shit at charm names. I really, really apologize. Super special scholar charm skill that makes you a big nerd that learns really fast and can teach others really fast. Kalara has it, and she could teach herself occult, in a snap. So, but I mean, that's what she pays him for. She doesn't want to look at the dead people. But I can see why he'd want her to pick up that charm and not just act on blind vengeance. Even though I make an argument that she has been very patient with her vengeance and very intelligent about it. She hasn't just walked back into town and stabbed anyone in the kidney. So yeah, I really love the charm names too. They just sometimes they get a bit overlong, and I'm just like, I'll never remember the difference between Shadow over Water and any other dodge charm that's out there. I just keep a little cards on my iPad so I can kind of look up notes. I actually just need to print myself some charm cards. That way I won't spend like 10 minutes every combat turn remembering what the heck I can actually do. That's the only downside of Exalted in my opinion, is just it's such a robust system that it's almost too much sometimes. I love it. It's so epic. Like, I'm even thinking about to play D&D here that I'm like, man, I'm gonna be such a mortal now. Like, shit, I'm so used to being god level. Now I'm just gonna be a warlock. Meh. Yeah, if anything, Exalted charm names definitely have style. It really adds a nice sense of atmosphere to the game, even if I can't remember most of them. But they're still really cool. And oh my god, the Righteous Devil skills, they're just amazing. I love that martial art style so much because I can basically be Dante with guns, and it is awesome. And the fact that Righteous Devils have a skill that lets you blast someone into their next life, I just freaking love that. I can't wait till I get higher levels of that martial art with Clara. Oh god, I got caught up obsessing with these blades again. I need to just leave them alone. No, computer. Meh. Let me just turn off work rate for now. I can take a break when I'm dead. It is funny that you're talking about the same feeling I had with D&D. That is so funny, and we become so spoiled by the epic level talents of Solar characters. Now I have to think smaller. Meh. But I am quite excited to play a warlock in D&D because they have those really just strange spells. Like, what? I can cast a stink cloud that makes people vomit? Okay then. I've never played a mage type before, so I'm looking forward to all the trouble I can do with magic in D&D. I've played a cleric, and that was as close as I got to playing someone who was spell heavy. And, hold on, brain occupied. But yeah, warlocks are really cool. I like the idea of forming a pact with like a fae or a god, some unknown god, or an infernal demon or something. The whole idea of pacts is really cool. And I like all the homebrew stuff for warlocks I've been seeing too. Like there's a vampire pact that someone made that sounds really cool. I think it was something like disciple of the red god. It was super cool. D&D even has that awesome new official character keeper, D&D Beyond, that they're gonna have an app to go with it and everything. And I would love if Onyx Path could do that for Exalted. That would be so amazing. There's just so much stuff to keep track of. So many skills. I keep forgetting what my character can do. Especially with the skills that she doesn't use often, like her lore and bureaucracy. It's like, she'll get into a situation and be like, oh yeah, I could have, like, remembered this random obscure fact about the marketplace and we could have skipped this entire section. Oh my gosh, where is this stray line? I want to get rid of it, but I can't find the lair, so we're gonna do this. Where are you, stray line? There you are. Wait a minute. That's where the mask went. Oh, whoops. Well, you just watched me draw a mask that I'd already drawn. My bad. But let's see which mask looks better. The new mask? Or the old mask? Wait, where I lost it again. Old mask, new mask. I kind of like the new mask better, so I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't waste time just now. Oh, I think it's gonna be a running joke that I have terrible layers and organizational skills in Photoshop with every stream that I do. Oh, and yeah, the D&D game we're doing is also kind of a homebrew. It's been really funny watching my husband gear up to be a GM, because he hasn't been one in a long time, so now that he's finally going to be one, he's all excited, and he's written pages and pages of things, and he's like... he's like, oh yeah, there's this cool thing, but I can't tell you about it because you're one of the players. So it's been fun watching him slowly implode because he can't tell me the cool thing that's gonna happen. And speaking of layer organization, I think I just have to break down and name some stuff. So here we go. Why is this on its own layer? I don't know. Why did I do that? Needs more tatters. Although every time I see characters with these big mysterious cloaks, I think of the character from The Incredibles who was like, no capes. The capes just look cool. Even if someone could just tug on it in a fight. But that's only if they can touch you. And I doubt anyone would be able to lay a hand on this little trickster. Kev has, I think, every, if not every, then close to near every dodge charm possible. And dodge excellencies. And I think he just rolls well. Clara is not so lucky. I try to get dodge skills with her, and I just roll so bad. I figure a better bet for me is to just, like, put enough into Ox Body so that if she's hit, she can just be like, ow, I'm not dead. All the Ox Bodies. See, that charm, I remember. Except it's not a charm. Yeah, it is a charm. It's like one of those passive charms. I remembered it, though, because I took that skill after she almost died. It was like, maybe she should have some more HPs. No, I do not think you have told me the story of your War Strider dice joke. Do tell, because Twitch will save this in chat replay and it will be immortalized for all whoever wanders in here in my channel to see. Oh yeah, I never did name the layers. I should probably go do that. Music change time. Let's see what comes up with Ninja. Ninja Turtles, that's cute. Naruto! I've accused Kevin of being a Uchiha with this guy, but please look comparison. And to be fair, the Uchiha are exceedingly badass, so. There's a love martial art. I kind of love that. You discover something new and Exalted every day. Oh my god. 25 dice is a dice bomb. Wow. It feels so good to roll that many. Oh yeah, music. Wait. How do you roll only 3 successes? Sounds like my roll. Love the ribbons and the stitch work, ties that are wrapped through the lacquer. So I think with Night, I've been sticking to really simple forms for him because he's not a flashy character. He's a lot like Kalar. He favors the simplicity and elegance, and if there's going to be any ornateness to him, it'll be in key places like these guards. Trying to think if anyone's really botched worse than I have in our game, but I don't think so. Aside from our Dawncast botching a roll that made her really blushy and uncomfortable around Clara. It was like a joke roll she did to be like, what, you're a lady? I think she called it the lady boner roll. And it was hilarious. She botched her lady boner roll and was just like, I gotta leave the room for a second. Wow, welcome to the stream. I'm talking about lady boners. Yay, JordanCon! Cooper, did we talk about, I think we talked about music, didn't we? If you are the Cooper I am thinking of, then I actually remembered a name for once. I don't know if that's enough for me to mark my stream as not safe for work. I'll try to tidy up my language. But really, this is just a good example of my social fail, because usually when I go to socialize with people, which hardly ever happens, so I've become this antisocial creature, I end up spilling something on myself or telling a dirty joke. It's just bound to happen. Oh wait, no, okay. Not, I remember you are now. We went to the dinner, that's right. Okay. You're sitting right across from us. Yay, I remember you. Awesome, nice to see you here. Con was awesome. I was so happy that other people around had also not read an actual Wheel of Time book, because, yeah. I was feeling like such a traitor. I was like, I'm at JordanCon to sell art. So when other people were like, neither have I, I was like, yeah. So I have sworn to read something by next JordanCon. Either by, either Wheel of Time or the, was it Brandon Sanderson's gonna be there, so I think that's Mistborn. You know, I'm so behind on modern fantasy books, like, it's so bad. I read random shit like Rebel of the Sands that no one's ever heard of, and, comic books. I really gotta get on top of, like, reading actual books. Even though I love me some comics. I couldn't draw this character without having this mesh underneath. It just seems like you're a ninja, you gotta have some, like, sexiness going on underneath your armor. Yeah, there's so many good things about Mistborn. I see so much cool fan art. To hit up JordanCon again next year. I am looking forward to it. It's really nice to get out to a local event. Well, I think when I had dinner with you guys, I didn't tell a dirty joke and I didn't spill anything on myself, so that was a major accomplishment for me. there's a sound in this ambient mix that sounds like someone farting underwater, so I've got to change it. I just keep giggling when the part comes up. It's like, time to change the music. Oh, if only I could listen to character playlists. Eventually I'll stop complaining about that. Darn copyrights. Though I suppose I should just put on music sometime. I don't think Twitch will block out music if I'm playing it in the background. I think it's YouTube's the one that gets fussy if you have any kind of monetization going on. Words. I did tell a dirty joke. Wow, I wonder which one I told. Okay. Oh boy, I guess I can't avoid these blades any longer. It's good to know about Twitch. Eventually, I might actually start paying for the, there's this service that Pandora has where you can pay, I think, $26 to $30 a month and have access to business Pandora where you can play music without having to worry about copyrights. At least I think it'll let you re-upload streams to YouTube. I'll have to look into it, but I know Pandora has a service and it sounds pretty cool. More tatters. Yeah, my husband gets a little paranoid about being the only non-artist in a group too. And I keep telling him that's totally okay. Even when I ask him for his opinion on a piece, I keep trying to tell him it's okay, because like, if someone who's not distracted by all the minutia of anatomy and what, all the technical shit, can look at something and be like, that looks off, then you know something is definitely off. So I always encourage him to don't be afraid to like get in on the art talk. Plus, I'm gonna keep dragging him. He's my Plus, he's just damn good at selling things. I am shit at selling. He is like, I think from his years in retail experience and also doing proposals and stuff at his IT job, he's like, I swear, I'll leave the table and I'll come back and he'll have sold all the things. And I think for me, I'm just still awkward in selling. So I'm just like, hey, you like art? You should maybe buy it. I'm gonna leave you alone so you can look at the art now. I'm getting better because he's kind of taught me a few things on talking to people. But yeah, I don't know. I think he said he flirts with people a lot, which I totally don't care. So he's like, oh, this art necklace would look great on you. Or like, you should get this print. Shiny teeth. you know. Shiny smile. He flirts his way to some sales, I'm sure of it. And yeah, I say the same thing to Kev. He is a very creative in his computer building, and he also does like case customization. And the man has an eye for sleek graphic design, because I suck at design type stuff. Like, I'm cool with illustration, but if you ask me to create a brochure or something, it's just a whole different mind and skill set, and he just can visualize things a lot better than I can in that way. So it's nice that we have different modes of thought. And yes, talking is so hard. It's been a real challenge to get on here on Twitch and try to be interesting. I feel like I fail at it, or I just launch immediately into really geeky stuff. But I'm so glad, because it seems like most of the people who have shown up so far have been just as geeky as I am, and it's been great. So thank you for making my first Twitch stream so special. But it is really kind of nice to come on here and just be able to ramble about characters and stuff. And I'm like, there'll probably be some people who don't know about tabletop gaming who will find these sessions absolutely boring, but you know. Oh, it's not my first Twitch session. It's maybe like my fourth, but I still feel really new and amateur at it. I keep having to so it's like, yeah, I still feel so noobish at this. And I'm gonna keep avoiding the blades down here because the perspective, nah. I'm gonna draw details because I like details. Oh yeah, I've done a Twitch session of myself playing Witcher 3 because I freaking love that game. And it was my first ever using Twitch for actual gaming like most people do. So if you want to see me running around squealing because I'm in a fight and I'm losing, you can still go watch the Witcher 3 stream, my first ever game stream. It's pretty fun. Although I always think, like, God, why would anyone want to come up here and watch me mess around in a game and fail horribly at it? Because I'm not very good at action games. Obsessively avoiding the blades. Yeah, I think my only viewer during the gaming side was my husband. But that's alright. It's like a dark secret on the internet that someone can find. And I have to wonder if people do, like, reviews and stuff, if that maybe draws people to watch their online streams and such. But you know, the creative side of Twitch, I haven't really dug in and seen all the different artists that are here. And I should go and see who else I know might be on here and give them a follow. these look more like cloth. They're just kind of like... I noticed a lot of my armor detail here is very blocky and simple because I kind of bullshitted it. This many viewers. It's kind of nice. The first couple, I was literally just talking. Actually, I've done more. This one more like maybe 7 or 8, and for the first few, I really was just like talking to myself. So you feel a little insane. Yeah, I'm hoping I want people in here from my art platforms. Because it really is kind of fun to hop on here and just chat with people. I think I get less drawing done and just more chatting and hanging out. And just rambling with kindred spirits. It's just fun. Okay, I guess I will work on the blades now. I think what makes them look off is that they're curved hilts. And while it looks cool in a profile, it just is really confusing the perspective on here, so I might just fudge that he has straight hilts attached to his belt somehow. Or I may just drop them off because they look really strange. Yeah, social practice. God knows I need that. Spend way too much time in the art cave, and there's not a lot of groups around here in my particular area. At least that are, I feel, more fantasy artist friendly. And that may just me being defensive about genre artists and not fitting in with the more illustrative or rather fine art themed groups around here. Man, I just wish we had a geek bar, because there's a geek bar in Atlanta, Battle and Brew, and it is so fun. But it is far to drive, so I end up hardly ever going. Plus traffic. Ugh, traffic. You know, in the sketch that you can draw, I have crossbows, and they were hanging, they're attached here at the top of the sheet, and I might go back to it because it just works a lot better, and it adds so much to the studio. So I might ditch this whole idea I had to have them at the small of his back. Yeah, geek bar. Yeah, I just need to decide on those. Let me back out and see. I think what I need to do is sketch them in their entirety and see if I can't figure out the perspective on them and how they're laying across his back. Yeah, that's true. Sam doesn't even need to wear weapons anymore. I think he can also pull his from elsewhere like Clara does. But Clara doesn't even have to wear her guns anymore. She just pulls them out of elsewhere. Which is a great reason not to have to draw any character. The gear is so cool. It just makes characters look really fun and interesting. So thus, he has belts with random tools. Maybe like a lockpicking set and some medical gauze or something, since he's kind of the group medic too. So let's see. Alright, it was good to chat with you a little bit. I'll catch you around the internet, I'm sure. And thanks for the encouragement. Alright, so I'm just drawing a cross contour here to remind me that there's a body underneath this form, and to figure out where his spine would be and how flat his back is laying here. So it's almost like they're going across his bum. Awesome. See you around, man. So maybe the reason they look weird is because they're too foreshortened. Because it seems like they actually would be a little more to the side than I originally thought. Granted, admittedly, perspective is not one of my strong suits. And again, that is why I'm here practicing with fun character portraits tonight. Building some skills. Banana blade! Let me pull up some references here so I'll stop bullshitting this weapon. Did I save any knife? Ooh, that guy's cool. That girl's cool. I didn't save any blades. But I think I had this weird shape because I imagined him with curved blades. Even though you won't see this, like, silly banana part once I am done sketching. You see little tassels on the end. It looks so weird though. Let me take the tassel off. But that's why we're sketching on another layer so I can see how I like the shape. Just sit here and grab some quick references of myself, but that is the easiest way to do weapons, honestly, just to grab a stand-in and do this shit. It really is, I think, the curved hilts that are throwing me off. They just look weird. I can't even remember what the diclave is like. You know what? What do official short diclaves look like? I seem to recall that they were boring looking and I wanted to do something different. Although Kevin always described them as being more, well, that's kind of cool though. Being more like, ninjatos or something more sleek, because I don't necessarily have to go by the rulebook diclaves. You can always make something more fun. But I just know Kevin prefers the sleek weapons for Night. Yeah, this is not very short at all. Short and exalted, where everything is super awesome and big, even their swords. I do like this one. So like the really skinny hilt with the pommel. And that triangle where the blade attaches, that's kind of nice. I mean, it's probably not even the correct weapon, but I like the shape of it. So we're gonna dump it over here in the reference side. Just so I have some idea. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna house rule that these are just short blades, because Kevin has always roleplayed them that way. Ugh, cannot make straight lines. Shape that he uses. It's like a gardening spade right now. But I know Kev likes the simple kind of traditional blades. I will probably be quiet for a moment while I use brain power to try and finagle this perspective into something correct, since I can't quite hop off and take photos during the stream, so we'll just have to bullshit for a little while. It's looking a bit better. So it seems like it would be coming out of the other side, but probably overlapped by his hand. Oh, over. Ah! Great, labels and shit. Still looks weird. Maybe they would be more perspective. I can't even. But we are nearing the end time of my stream where the brain power is much lower. Yeah, if you can find your character's designs, I'd be curious to see how someone else has interpreted the Dieclaves. It seems like you can have a lot of fun with them. Strawberry sword pommel. Strawberry or a nipple. I'm so gonna get my channel marked not safe for work at this rate. But you guys have been warned. You've been warned. Oh, I think the ambient makes it put me in sleep. Next. Oh, back to Ninja Party. Party, party, party. Maybe I can turn off the thing that sounds like a coyote that makes me laugh. It's either gibbon. It's probably a gibbon. Yeah. There. I think I want to taper these more. That's what makes that shape look interesting. I like having the point at the end of the pommel to help show the perspective so it doesn't look weird. It must not make it look too nipply. It's really the overlap that sells the foreshortening in weapons and just about anything. If you can get that overlap correct, you can trick the eye into thinking there's depth there. It's tricky sometimes. Guns. The best gun I've ever drawn looks like a box with the trigger on the bottom. So it'll be interesting trying to draw Kalara again and get her flintlock pistols right. That's gonna be lots of fail. Hello, new person in the chat. You have joined us for the last few epic minutes of Exalted streaming. Where I've been drawing nipple pommels for the last few minutes. The braiding's the fun part. I love drawing braiding. Also something that can be used to show perspective with the cross contour work. I'll have to ask my husband how he feels about those pommels later for his character. But they're good placeholders until I can maybe finalize that design better. This is what happens when you just hop right into drawing a character and don't do any concept iterations or anything. I literally just kind of plopped this all on paper and hoped it would work out. For the most part, it pretty much did. So that's the progress for tonight. I fixed the scythe and sorta kinda fixed the short diclaves. Sorta kinda. So now I think I want to change those pommels to like more Japanese Taito inspired shapes. And that means it is sadly time to sign off. I must bid you all farewell, good night, coming in and letting me ramble about all the geeky exalted things. And I'll definitely have to come back and work more on this character because it is time to color next. Now that the line art's mostly figured out, I'm gonna lay in the color flats next and start doing all the fun stuff. So join me next time for that. Or Kalara Fashions. I haven't decided what I'll be working on next. And of course I'm gonna end with the plug. If you want to see more art, you can go to angelasassa.com. Where art over here in my fantasy section. Then if you really like my art, you can go to patreon.angelasasser.com or completely fail at bringing up your own webpage. Patreon /AngelaSasser. And